The context for this was very interesting because it came against the backdrop of the pandemic, where everybody was having a difficult time. The organization was going through some change. The team was also changing, and we came to a point where there was a realization that the sort of tools as leaders for managing our staff and for leading the organization, and also for me personally, required some rethinking. And so I came across the coaching program, Head, Heart, and Soul, and it struck me that there was something different here, which really spoke to that new context of, of the uncertainty, of the unknowns, and how you hold people within the organization and myself to navigate, that new context of uncertainty, of change, and some of the pressures that we're going through. As a result of that, I took interest in the coaching program, and I spoke to one or two people who had been on the course, and they said, "Go for it, because you would definitely make some real progress as a result of this." So that's how I got into the program. There are many things that are unique about this program, but I think the thing that stood out for me really powerfully was this sort of very transformative approach of this coaching program, because it doesn't just look at the tools of coaching, which are very important in terms of the structure and the models and all of the things that other coaching programs talk about. It goes to the heart of the individual. So it's about, as it says, it's head, heart, and soul. So it's a whole person package, and it looks at coaching from the perspective of the whole person. And for me, that's really fundamental, because you go into other coaching programs and the focus is about often what you do with other people. But in this coaching program, it's very much about not rescuing, not fixing individuals. It's more about being fully present and holding a space. And it just allows you to be normal and to enjoy that conversation as it goes through. And for me, that was very powerful, because you build a relationship with somebody, and in the process of that, you're asking some very simple questions, but questions that are also very profound. And that element of you being genuinely curious about something, or genuinely curious about somebody, really brings to the heart of the coaching program, because it's not, again, as I said, trying to fix people or to try to find solutions for people. It's empowering, it's enabling that person to navigate their way. As a program, I think that really nails it, because it, again, as I say, it's not about fixing people, it's about a transformative approach to coaching. I spend a lot of time trying to resolve things with people, trying to say, this is what you need to do. It's changed now, because what I've realized is people can figure things out for themselves. And so I go into the process where there's a conversation where we are able to then together navigate whatever people are going through. And what I've realized is that it brings a huge potential out of people just by having a conversation where people can reflect, people can think about things in ways that they've never done, and find solutions for themselves. And I think the other thing which I'm seeing in my work is, and this was really powerful in the coaching program, I used to be very cautious about how I access parts of things that constitute trauma. What I've noticed now as a result of the coaching program was I've transformed my trauma or my experience of negativity, of those sort of feelings which I thought, I can't go there because that might trigger something. And what that meant was I was not able to bring myself into a space where I can talk or support somebody in the team that might be experiencing something which they find it difficult to talk about. And what that has released within the team is people being able to be more open to express issues which they find difficult. And that transformative approach of coaching with integrity, as Brené Brown talks about, where courage replaces comfort, has been something that the coaching program brought into my leadership. I will highly recommend it to people. And the second thing I'll say about that is being a coach and being on a coaching program, for me, it goes beyond, obviously it's a professional endeavor, but there is something that as coaches, you are in a very privileged position. And I say that is because you're going to be talking to people that are going through real life situations, whether it's at work, but also things that are affecting their lives. And you are in a position where if you hold people with care, if you hold people with kindness, and you've got courage to be able to go through that coaching process with people, you can make a fundamental difference in how a person performs not just at work, but how they live their life in total. People have made life-changing decisions as a result of that. And so they come into the process thinking this is just about a work-related issue. They leave the process with a fundamental shift in terms of how they want to live their lives. So again, in terms of recommending this program, what I'm saying to people is, you're not just going to be a good coach. You're not just going to another coaching program where you get some relevant skills to make your team perform well or to make yourself a good leader. You go into that coaching program, aptly described as head, heart, and soul, because you're going to have the opportunity to really enable people to be better people in themselves. And that's a privilege. And it's a joy, as I would say, because I have experience. So it's a good program to come on because you transform yourself, but you also have the opportunity to transform lives.